I'm Anil Kumar, and here is a question from the book Nelson for my student Maria, who wants to understand how to answer these questions. Now, the question here is, the graph of a sinusoidal function has been horizontally compressed and horizontally translated to left. It has maximum at the points minus 5 pi by 7, 1 and minus 3 pi by 7, 1, and it has minimum at minus 4 pi by 7, minus 1. If the x-axis is in radians, what is the period of the function? That is your question. So what I will do here is make a rough sketch and show you how to answer these questions, right? So I'm just drawing a sine wave here. So that's how you can draw a sine wave, right? It just goes on and on. Now it says that the sine wave has been translated left, and we have started pointing with the maximum. That is the maximum. Let me draw the axis also. Here is the axis. Now I'm doing this freehand to show you really how easy it is to do such questions. That's the whole idea, okay? Now this maximum, they say, is at minus 5 pi by 7. So what I will do here is write down the x value, which is minus 5 pi by 7, and the y value is plus 1. Okay, since we are interested in time period, let's forget about the y values for the time being. Next maximum is at minus 3 pi by 7. Like this it moves, right? So, and we are also given a minimum value, which in this case is at minus 4 pi by 7. You need to find in radians, well, this is pi is in radians, what is the period of the function. So we are interested in time period, right? This is what we are interested in. Let us say it is t. Now what is time period? Time period for any sine function, which could be distance between two maximums. So this is the distance we want to find. Do you understand? This is the distance we need to find. So the x value, along the x value, how much is this distance? Of course, it is difference between these two values. Perfect. So therefore, we can say time period t is equals to minus 3 pi by 7, take away minus 5 pi by 7. So that is the time period. Remember, time period has to be positive. If you write the other way, they get negative answer. You have to make positive, right? Time period we're talking about is positive. Anyway, let's do it. 7 plus minus minus becomes plus 5 pi by 7. So when you add this up, what do you get? 5 minus 3 is 2. So you get this as 2 pi by 7. So that is your time period. Do you understand? So the answer is time period t equals to 2 pi by 7. That is how it should be done, right? Now, my question to you is, can you write down the equation for the sine wave? That is a question which you should be working on, okay? So once you know time period, I'll give you a few hints so that you can do it. K should be equals to 2 pi by t. So k will be 2 pi divided by time period of 2 pi by 7, which is 7, you see. So k is going to be 7 for you. Amplitude is already given. Maximum value is 1, minimum is minus 1. So the amplitude is from 0 to 1. So A is 1 for you, correct? So that gives you amplitude. You know the time period, correct? Now we are not really given the starting point. So for your convenience, what you can do is you can always start from any point you want, right? So think about it like this. If I go further along this line, so this maximum is at minus 3 pi by 7. The next maximum will be minus 2 of this, so minus pi by 7. And the next will be minus 2, that means will be kind of pi by 7. Do you see that? Pi by 7 will be my next maximum. Say pi by 7. Now depending on from where you start, depending on from where you start, you can write down the equation, right? If you make your axis as starting from a maximum, right? If you make your axis starting from a maximum, any maximum you want, let us say this maximum. If you want to make an axis here or maybe here, doesn't matter. If you make an axis here, then cosine function starts from the maximum itself, so it will be cos of that. Do you see? No phase shift. Perfect. So you could write this function starting from here also. A value will be 1, so we'll say f of x is equals to a is 1 cos of, time period is given to you, so k value is 7. Perfect. So 7x, and axis of symmetry is at 0, this is at 0, so f of x equals to cos of 7x will become your equation for this particular function. However, if you want to write this as sine wave, right? Sine wave starts from this point. Do you see that? So here in this case, sine is starting few units before. Do you see that? Now, each wave, how much is 1/4 of the cycle? Cycle has got one cycle, time period is for you 2 pi by 7. So quarter of this is 2 pi by 28 or pi by 14, right? So this is pi by 14. So if you write this as a sine function, you should write this as what? That's a big question, right? Let me write here. It will be sine of 7x. Since it started before, we'll say plus, and started how much before? Pi by 14. So we'll write pi by 14 here. So that is how you get sine function for the same wave. I hope you understand and appreciate this part. It's kind of critical. So go through it once again, try to understand, and then move on to the next video. Thank you and all the best.